All right, I'm trying to get this video to stop pausing, but I have a lot to say. I'm going to speak kind of low because someone's in here sleeping, but I'm going to tell y'all what's been going on. And I'm going to set not only the record straight, but I'm going to put you people in check about who you been messing with. Because I am not the one, the two, nor the three for y'all to be playing with. Now I'm going to let y'all know what's going on. And then I'm going to have a little conversation with you all. I'm going to have a conversation with this nation because a lot of stuff that's been going on with me and my ancestors, heaven and hell, we're not having that no more. So y'all listen up. I'm an illegitimate child. I'm a mud baby, literally. My mother, who has raised me, is not my real mother. My real mother was unalived by a man. This man is a foreigner. This foreigner that is here has a son, and his son is wealthy. A lot of people may not know that. So here we have this man that's disguising himself as someone who just works at the grocery store, a butcher at the grocery store. But this man is a millionaire. And the man that works in the grocery store and he's disguising himself, he really is a millionaire. He has a crazy ass daddy. Now, this crazy ass man was in love with my real mother. And I don't know what happened, but I think he went to jail or something. And during that time that he went to jail, she, my real mother, had an affair. And so when he came home, he found out that she was pregnant with me. And I believe this woman is a woman on my mother's side of the family. She's either my mother's aunt or one of my mother's aunts. Sister, daughter, child. So I believe this aunt could have been one that lived in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. I'm thinking that Spirit said that's probably one of them. I don't know if this somewhere along. My mother had an aunt named Aunt Kid. Her real name was Gertrude. So I'm figuring that it's along that line. So, whomever this woman was on my mother's side, she was pregnant. When he came home, he found out she was pregnant. And so what he did, I was born. Now, this was something like an agreement. This crazy ass man, this foreigner, whatever he is, I guess he went along with it, and the my real father, I guess he had some money and whatnot, but he left me money. He agreed to, to allow him, I think, to raise me so that, he and my mom could just about like stay together. And see, I think what happened was she was murdered. But she could have possibly been murdered. She had to have been murdered. I don't know. One of them was murdered before the other. My real mother and father, one of them was murdered before the other. And so there was money left. And so what happened was, and it must have been a huge, huge sum of money. And see, what happened was, if the mama was murdered, the biological mother was murdered. And if the biological father was murdered, and there was a huge sum of money left in inheritance, guess who got the money? The crazy ass foreigner. So what he did, I guess he went on with his life. And he has a son, and he's crazy as hell too, y'all. That nigga, he has like Boo Boo the Cat Clown. He don't know whether he's going or coming. He has like a kid with no directions to be an older man. My God. Y'all just don't know. I don't know how he turned out that way. Oh, yes, I did. I'm going to get back to that. And so, the biological father, he has that boy. I don't know if my mama is his real mother or not. She might be. I don't know. Because the messages I get is like, he considers himself as my brother. And that crazy ass fool considers himself as my father. And neither one of you is anything to me. You know why? Because you unalived my real mama and my real daddy. And I don't know how I ended up, before I landed in the arms of my, my surrogate mother. My mom who raised me is a sweet lady. You're not going to get any sweeter lady than Miss Pat. She was so sweet to me. She's a sweet, good old lady now. She's precious. Some kind of way, I was overseas. He took me. I was overseas over there. And I was mistreated by that man before I came to the States. Very much mistreated. My memory was gone. A lot has been done to me. A lot of black magic has been thrown on me. There's no need of anybody lying. Anybody who ever knew me always would say, you've been rooted, Started with this father figure who's not my real daddy at all. But anyway, so I was over there with this crazy man overseas. Yeah. Ain't no need nobody lying. The truth, the God gave me y'all. The God exposed y'all. You're liars. Y'all knew what was going on with me. Just discarded, sacrifice. But that's all right. I'm highly ascended because of that. I'm a life path number 9. Y'all can't touch me. And so what happened was, that man mistreated me when I was overseas with him. My memory started coming back to me. And I remember that man, he treated me like I was a slave as a little baby, about 2 or 3 years old. I remember a memory. I've had this memory before, but I remember I was in a cage. He treated me like a lab rat, and I was in a cage. And I think his son was about 10 or 12 years old. And that boy, he used to always come, and he might have a little toy for me. And I remember him saying, go ahead and play with the toy. But he didn't want his dad to find the toy. So he'll let me play with the toy. He would give me something to eat or whatnot. And then, for a little while, he said, go to eat. And then he took the toy back. He would always come back and forth. And so what happened was, the man, he just sort of like discarded me, which I appreciate that. And so I was just like a sacrifice. So I ended up with the man who raised me. And my mother figure, my mama figure, she's probably like the aunt or the cousin to my real mother. That man, that foreigner, there was going to be some more money left, I believe. Another huge sum by the time I became a certain age. And I think this was recently. That money must have come out in increments. But what happened was that money, my daddy was killed. He was murdered because of that. That's why Mr. Jack was murdered. And I'm trying to tell everybody that. And everybody said, well, no. Well, so what? He was on crack cocaine. Well, he was murdered, but I never said who I thought murdered him. And, I want to apologize for thinking it was anyone else, but that man, he actually killed my daddy. He used a mixture of, he's experienced with using radiation. There's a such thing as an energy weapon. And now this man, he's crazy, but this man is sort of like a Nazi. He is also a Ku Klux Klan. He has a way of communicating with me. His crazy ass son, the butcher who worked at Food Depot in my hometown in Fort Valley, Georgia. This crazy ass son, he is rich. He is like a music mogul, and not only that, he has like he can control media. And so what he did, he hacked into my Google accounts. Now listen, y'all, I know a lot of y'all know who I'm speaking of. And if y'all accounts will just disappear, your Google account, your downloads and everything. I knew I had a cousin back in Florida said that happened to her. He is the hacker. He is the hacker. He's weird as I don't know what, y'all. He is the hacker. But listen here. I don't want this video to run too long. I'm going to record in a little bit. Bye. Finish up my story.